should be able to do it now.
Yeah, it must have just been lagging.
Yes. Just, yeah, when it goes through, just, yeah, done. Redirect it to YouTube.
Okay.
There you go. Alrighty.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna. So, I just want to explain a little about this program, what we do in this program, and then you have an idea, and then we'll go on with the program. So this program combines 3 different things that we do. The first is how to introduce people so that they will come to understand what is the real purpose of life. Because unless one lives the real purpose of life, there is no real value in life. It's like, if we take this as an example, there's a purpose for this. If I don't understand this purpose, and I like to eat walnuts, and I use it to crack walnuts, that is not its purpose. So the first thing is, how do we understand what is the purpose of our life? So there's a program that we've designed called Smyhl, which stands for Sankirtan Mahayagya Harinam Lifestyle, SMYHL. So it pronounces Smyhl, but actually it's an acronym. Then the second part of the program is that once you know what is the purpose of life, then the first person you need to connect with is Krishna. Because ultimately, Krishna is the cause of all causes. He's the origin of everything. So how do we connect with Krishna? And that's where Jagannath comes in. And I'll tell you the story of Jagannath that tells us why Jagannath. Of all the Krishnas, why Jagannath? And then the third part of it is that we do an installation of Jagannath in this house. There are a number of them here. The reason is the one that is in the middle is the one that we're actually installing. The one to the extreme left is my Jagannath that I have at home. So I carry him wherever I go. And then there's a small Jagannath also on this side. The one that is actually to the left, that's again mine. And then there's an extra Jagannath we have here today. And then an extra small one. And then you see a really small one there because people asked if we can get a Jagannath that we can take everywhere with us. So you see the smallest one between the 2 big Jagannaths, there's a small Jagannath. He's easy to carry around everywhere because people sometimes feel like I want to take Jagannath wherever I go. Once they hear the story of Jagannath, they realize why that happens. So we do what is called an installation ceremony. And that installation ceremony is combined with how installations normally happen. When an installation happens, we call it Pran Pratishtha. Because so general Pran Pratishtha takes around 42 hours. People don't follow the standard these days so much, even in temples. They don't take 42 hours over the Pran Pratishtha program. It's just, they do it like over 1 day or 2 days. So they spend about 12 hours, 14 hours, but they don't do the 42-hour process. Because we're doing this in a way that we really want to create an impact in people's lives, we do the Pran Pratishtha part in Mayapur, in India. And we do it on the day of Sankranti. Now, Sankranti comes 12 times a year, depending on which sign. For example, the one in India that's very famous is called Makar Sankranti, because that is the Sankranti of Makar. Makar means Capricorn. So after Capricorn comes Pisces. So that's called Mean Sankranti. So after Pisces comes Aries, like that. So it has its own name, right? What is Aries Sankranti? Mesha Sankranti. So then after Aries comes Taurus. So Taurus known as Vrishab Sankranti. Then comes, which one is it now? After Mithun Sankranti, yeah. That's coming up this month, yeah. So like that, there are 12 Sankrantis. The great thing about a Sankranti is that when you do a puja on Sankranti, it multiplies 400,000 times. So that's why we do it. And we do it right at the time of the Punyakal. Punyakal is when Sankranti is setting in. It's called Punyakal. It's called Mahapunyakal. So in Mayapur, they do it on the time of Mahapunyakal because Mayapur follows Yagyas now very perfectly, accurately. They do it very authentically. So we thought, let's do it there, because here it's very hard to do in America for a number of reasons. One is our priests generally are not as qualified as the ones in Mayapur, because they get lifetime training there. They go through training for years. So they're very highly trained. The second thing is, in America, you're not allowed to do a fire sacrifice now inside a house unless you have the approval of the fire department. So it's illegal. So we've stopped doing that now in houses because it's illegal. In America, if you do something illegal, if you're a H-1B visa holder, they can pull you out of the country. Even if you're a green card holder, they can chase you out of the country. Citizens, they're not doing yet, but they're looking at even citizens, removing citizens from the US. So obviously we have to be careful. Prabhupada said don't break any laws, so we don't want to break laws. So we don't do that here. So in Mayapur, when we do it, there are 5 priests who are doing it at the same time, reading from different scriptures at the same time, all the mantras for 5 hours continuously. The fire goes on for 5 hours. Like you've seen me doing fire sacrifices here. The longest one I've done is 2 hours. And people get really tired after 2 hours. The average one that I've done is around 40 minutes. And even that sometimes people feel like it's too long. You know, there they do it for continuous 5 hours. All properly done, the kumbha is set properly, the Lord is invited properly. It's just way beyond amazing how they do it there. 5 priests for 5 hours, that's 25 priest hours. On a Sankranti Day, multiply that by 400,000 times. You're talking about 10 million hours per Sankranti, 12 Sankrantis like that, 120 million hours of installation. You can imagine how the deity is now installed. It's perfectly installed. That deity is in person there in your house. So the third part is about that. And we do what is called a Nasinga Homa. We do the Nasinga Homa based on the new style of how we do it. You'll see it today, how we do it the new style. So that it doesn't break any law, and it still is a complete Nasinga Homa at the same time, like that. So we do these 3 programs, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing today. So before we start any program, we put our hands together because we ask the Lord to bless us so that we may speak properly, hear properly, and do things properly. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces of my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with a salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to Vanchakalpa Trubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha. Let us offer our respectful obeisances upon all Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees and can fulfill desires of everyone, for they're full of compassion for all fallen conditioned souls. Jai Radhe. So basically we start this program with a kirtan, and the kirtan is generally done with the holy name, the Maha Mantra, Panchatattva Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Because when kirtan is done like that, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, there are 7 boons that we get. They call the 7 flames of kirtan. And when you get those 7 boons, then there is nothing in this world that you cannot do. You become unstoppable because now you're connecting to the Lord in person. So this was Rupa Goswami's purpose in setting up Lord Chaitanya's mission. That Lord Chaitanya's mission should be set up in such a way that we will practice dharma, we will practice bhakti in a personal way, not impersonally. See, impersonal is when you put the deity in the house and you go about doing other things, and the deity is just watching you doing things. That is impersonal. Personal is when you're doing everything in the house and you are already always relating to the deities, talking to them, like they are there in person. They're in person there. So how do you deal with the deities when they're there in person like that? That's personal. So now we are pushing that part of the program. Prabhupada said the second half of ISKCON will be different from the first half. In the first half, what happened was when ISKCON was set up, everything was very personal because Prabhupada was there to make sure everything was personal. And he was the person. So everybody related to him in such a way is always very personal, right? But after he left, slowly things became a little more structured, but not so personal. So we're now reintroducing that part. How do you make it personal? That's where Jagannath comes in, and I'll explain that. So I'm going to start, as I always do, with a story. The reason I want to start with a story is the story explains why we're doing what we're doing and how to do things so that we do things perfectly. Because Krishna consciousness means sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. I have to give up all varieties of religion that are not focused on Krishna. If they're not focused on Krishna, then Krishna's blessings will not come through. And like he says, that aham tvang sarva papebhyo moksheshyami ma sucha, right? That I will make sure that all of your sinfulness is eradicated. All of the difficulties of your life, all the problems will be taken away. Do not fear. I am here now. Don't have to worry. Krishna is here. Like that. So I'm going to tell the story. This is a story told by Krishna himself to Uddhava. So in Bhagavad Gita is known as Bhagavad Gita because it is the song of God. So like that, there are 8 Gitas. Bhagavad Gita, there's Uddhava Gita, there's Venu Gita, there is Gopi Gita. So the last Gita is called Aila Gita. And I'm going to speak from the Aila Gita today. Aila Gita is Lord Krishna speaking to Uddhava. Uddhava Gita is also Krishna speaking to Uddhava. And it is in our Bhagavatam in the 11th canto. Uddhava Gita is there in our 11th canto, the Srimad Bhagavatam. Not all the Gitas are in the Srimad Bhagavatam because the Srimad Bhagavatam was condensed. Originally it was 1 billion verses. But for Kali Yuga it was condensed to 18,000 verses. So today we see Bhagavatam as 18,000 verses. And we think it's too much. How am I going to read 18,000 verses? Hardly anybody reads the 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. But to speak of 18,000 verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam. But actually we should read. Bhagavatam is very essential. In fact, it's so essential that if you don't read Bhagavatam, you can forget going back to Godhead. You have to read it. You have to chant Hare Krishna and read Bhagavatam. And you might not notice sometimes that the acharyas, when they are chanting, they have a book in front of them. And they are chanting, right? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the pictures you see, sometimes they have a book in front of them. That book is Bhagavatam. And they sometimes have Tulsi also there. And then they're chanting. They're chanting with the blessings of Tulsi and now activating the message in the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam? Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that the purpose of life is to always serve Him with love. Like that. Bhagavad Gita makes it a little stronger, the message, saying do it joyfully and tolerate all kinds of impediments because there are going to be a lot of problems. So tolerate them. Like that. That's the message. So like that. So he's telling this message to Uddhava and he says, one of my Purvajas, Purvaja means ancestor. His name was Sudyumna. Sudyumna, like Indra, Dyumna, Sudyumna, like that. Indra replaced with Su, S-U, Sudyumna. So he's telling, this is the story of Sudyumna, and this is the story of our Chandravansha. Because Krishna came in the Moon Dynasty. So he's explaining how the Moon Dynasty started and how this whole process started where there is now this Chandravansha and how there is also the Yadu Dynasty. Because Krishna came in the Yadu Dynasty. So he says, Once upon a time, there was a great king whose name was Satyavrata. Satyavrata, as we all know, was the king who was there at the time when Matsya came on this planet. Matsya avatar, the fish incarnation. And Satyavrata had him in this nice bowl, and he grew bigger. Then he had to put him in a bigger bowl, and then he decided to create a pond for him. Became very big. Then he created a lake for him. It was too big for the lake. Then he put him in the ocean because he became so big. Right? Matsya became so big. So that king, Satyavrata. So one day he was thinking to himself, and he said, I don't have a son. So how my dynasty will continue? So he says to his wife, I think I will ask Vasishtha Muni to help us. At that time, Vasishtha Muni was on the planet. Vasishtha Muni, those of us who know a little about the Vedas, know that he is like one of the greatest priests of all time, greatest sadhus of all time, like that, Vasishtha Muni. So he asked Vasishtha Muni to come to his house, to the palace, and in the palace he says to Vasishtha Muni, can you please do a fire sacrifice so that I will have a son. My wife will bear a son. So that we can continue. And he doesn't say it as a son. The way he says it is so that my Vangsha will continue. A child will come and my Vangsha will continue. Vasishtha said, yes, let's do it. So they created a nice ceremony. Husband and wife sat there, king and his queen. And Vasishtha Muni did the ritual. The king, for some reason, became so happy with what was happening, he went into meditation. So at a certain time in the ceremony, the priest has to ask, do you want a son or a daughter? Now this tells us something very good, right? Generally they think only the son can bring about future generations. But actually a daughter can also. You say, there is no, we should not discriminate between son and daughter. So here's the proof, right? And who was Satyavrata? Satyavrata was the leader of the Surya Vangsha, the Sun dynasty. This is the dynasty in which Lord Ramchandra came. This is before Lord Ramchandra has come. This is happening. Satyavrata came before Lord Ramchandra, right? So then, because king is in meditation, he does not hear the question. His wife wanted to have a daughter. So the wife says, Lali. Lali means very beloved daughter. They call Lali. If the son is very beloved, we call him Lala. Right? In India we see that. Parents sometimes will call their son Lala and call their son Lali. Because that's love. So he said, I want Lali. Fine. So he chanted the mantra. Fire sacrifice finished, she became pregnant. King was very happy. This all went very nicely. Then the child came. The day came, the child was born. When the child was born, the king saw, wow, it's a daughter. The king was expecting a son. But he was very happy because the king knew the philosophy. He's not like us, we don't know philosophy, you know. Most of us don't know philosophy. And those who know philosophy don't know love. Either they have too much love and no philosophy, or too much philosophy and no love. You need to get both of these together, right? We need both. In fact, love is most important. Philosophy should support the love, right? But he was very happy. So then Vasishtha Muni came. Because he knew the child was born, so he came to bless the child. Name the child, right? Namkaran. So when he came there, and he was doing the ceremony, after the ceremony, the king said, I have a question I want to ask you. He said, yes, what is your question? He said, I wanted a fire sacrifice so that my progeny will come, who will continue the lineage. I was expecting a son. But I want you to know, I'm very happy with my daughter. I'm not complaining. I just want you to know, I'm very happy, the daughter has come. But I thought we were talking about having a son. So at that time, these munis, it wouldn't take them much to get angry. Even if you subtly make them angry, they'll become very angry. So he became very angry. And he said, how dare you question me like that? He said, no, Maharaj, I'm not questioning you. I'm trying to figure out something that is my doubt, right? So he offers his full obeisances to the Muni, holds his feet and said, please forgive me. I didn't mean to offend you in any way. So he said, anyway, now that you've asked the question, I will answer the question. He says, now you will see the power of a sadhu. So he said, tell your wife to come with a daughter. So the wife came with a daughter in her hand. Now close your eyes. So they closed their eyes. Then he chanted a mantra. And he said, open your eyes. They opened their eyes. It was a boy. They had named her Ila. The girl's name was Ila when the girl was born. Now boy born. Now you have to name him. Boy's name. So they named him Sudyumna. Sudyumna. Very nice boy. Very powerful boy. So, like powerful princes, right? Those who are going to become the king in the future, the prince. He was a very powerful prince. So he had a lot of nice friends. One day they rode on a horse and he decided, I'm going to go to Kailash on the horse. I'm going to ride my horse all the way to Kailash. I mean, that's powerful, right? Now we all know that Kailash, you might sit a little next to him. Do you want to drink some water? If you give him some water, he won't have this issue. Your water cup is out. I know. So just get some water. Don't mind, okay? He's Avadhuta Sadhu. He's the world's best astrologer, if you want to know astrology. Top astrologer, way beyond top. He's helped us in our program in ways that I cannot thank enough. Really designing our program, this, that, and this. But what he does is he gets excited, and at night he does a lot of writing, so he doesn't sleep properly. So then the day, the sleep comes, right? Krishna had the same problem, if you want to know. He had the same problem. At night he was always hanging around with the gopis, right? So now he needs his sleep. So when the cows were grazing, he would take his rest in the day. Like that. So anyway, so there's something about Kailash that we should know. How many of you have ever been to Kailash for doing parikrama? You know you can only do half, right? You can't do full parikrama. Why? Because at one time what happened was Lord Shiva was sitting with Parvati, and Parvati was complaining to Lord Shiva, you know, when we sit together, I want to be with you. I don't want others to come at that time and talk to us and discuss this and discuss that. And Indra comes, and Brahma comes, and Varuna comes, and all these people come, and then, you know, I can't have my personal time with you, right? So he says, so Lord Shiva says, what can I do? I'm Mahadeva. They all come to talk to me. I can't say no to this. So he said, why don't you do this? Why don't you create a place in Kailash where the only people who can come is me, you, and now my Sakhis. Sakhis are just like Krishna has gopis, Lord Shiva and Parvati have Sakhis, like that. So these are very nice young girls, they're very chaste, and they love Lord Shiva very much, and they do exactly what Mother Parvati wants, like that. So, but Lord Shiva said, but some people may come in. She said, well, you curse them then. He says, I don't like cursing people. Okay, so let's do it this way. If anybody comes into this particular arena where you're not supposed to come, then you will become a Sakhi. Then you will turn into a Sakhi. So now these guys are riding on the horse. And there comes that point, right? It's called Ilatra, that place where you're not supposed to cross. It was named after Ila, who became Sudyumna. Ilatra. Ilatrapash, like that. So anyway, what happened was that his friends told him, hey, you can't go there. You know, stop. We have to turn around now. You know? He said, no. He's very powerful, right? Great prince, very powerful. Crosses the boundary. Bam, what happens? Turns into a Sakhi, a young girl, beautiful young girl. At this point, Krishna is telling Uddhava, in life, please know that whatever happens to you happens for a good reason. Don't try to change destiny. Most people like to change destiny. Oh, I'm having this problem. Let me go to a astrologer. Let me go to some sadhu. Let me go to my spiritual master. Let me go to Krishna. Let me go to Indra, Brahma, and pray to them. Please change my situation. This instruction is being given by Krishna to Uddhava. Don't ever do that. Whatever happens has a purpose behind it. What is the purpose? And this story is being told so that the purpose can be understood. You see what I'm saying? So then what happens is, there's another thing that happened I'm not going to talk about right now. Moving on, I'm going to come back to that part. Okay? So he goes back home on the horse. And then he walks into the palace. He's going to his room now, right? And he's a sheep. So he goes up to his father to pay his obeisances. Father says, "Who are you? Whose daughter are you? Why have you come?" Because he's surprised. How did all the Dwarpals, right, the people who are guarding the doors, the sentry, how they all let in right into my inner sanctorium, the king where he is, you can't go there, right? Only if you are approved through many, many different levels, you can end up there, right? Even then the king knows that you're coming. King is not surprised to see someone, except his wife and children. Then he can be surprised. But nothing else is surprised, right? So he's surprised this girl has come up. And he looks at her and he's thinking, oh, she looks so much like my son. Sadyumna, like that. So she says, Papa, I'm your son. I am Sadyumna. He said, what happened to you? You got long hair, all these womanly features on you. What happened? And he said, well, I went on an adventure. I decided to go all the way to Kailash. And then I made a mistake. What's the mistake you made? I entered this place I was not supposed to enter. And then I became a woman. So now I'm a girl. The king said, oh my God, how am I going to explain this to my friends, my relatives, all the people? They're going to laugh at me? Your boy became a girl? What's wrong? So he's thinking, what am I going to do now? He's like completely in anxiety. What to do? Call Vasishtha. So Vasishtha Muni came. So what's the problem this time? Always you call me for some problem, right? So what is it this time? This is Sudyumna. Vasishtha looks. Sudyumna, what happened to you? So he says, what I did became Ila again, right? Because now I have to call him Ila, because he's a girl. So it's Ila. So Vasishtha says to Satyavrata, King Satyavrata, so what do you want me to do? He said, I don't know what to do. He said, I think you wanted me to turn him back into a boy again, right? He said, I think that's a good idea. He doesn't want to say, because last time he got chastised badly, right? He's not going to repeat that mistake again. So he said, that might be a good idea. He said, but you have to remember, who turned him into the girl? Lord Shiva. If I change him back into a boy, Lord Shiva will go after me, right? Now I'll be in trouble. So you're already in trouble, now I'll also be in trouble. This is me trying to save a drowning man, and I drown myself too. No point the two of us suffer, right? He said, but I have an idea. He said, what's the idea? He says, close your eyes. So they close their eyes, he chants a mantra, and he becomes a boy. Becomes a boy. So king is very happy. Oh, he's a boy again. So then Vasishtha says, but there's one problem. He said, what's the problem? He says, in 30 days, he will become a girl again. And after being 30 days girl, he'll become boy again. And then after 30 days, he'll become girl again. So every month, he will be a boy, or in the next month, girl. Next month, boy, next month, girl. That's what's going to happen. How to handle that situation? So then, Sadyumna says to his father, I have one more thing I want to tell you. He said, you haven't told me all the wrong things you did? He says, no, I have one more thing I want to tell you. He said, what? He said, I fell in love with one of the girls. So I married her and we have children. What? You got married without my permission? You know how it is like with Indian especially, right? Parents don't know the son one got married somewhere, right? They get really mad about that. What do you think you're doing? You're supposed to ask our permission before you get married, right? No one is going to get married like that. So he says, so where are the children? He says, they're outside. My wife is outside, the children outside. Bring them in right now. I want them inside the palace. So they came inside the palace. And the boy was very beautiful. He was so beautiful. It is described by Krishna. He looked just like me, he said. Krishna said he looked just like me. He was more than attractive. He was all attractive. That's how beautiful this boy was. So, what did you name the boy? You know? And Vashishta Muni is laughing all this time, right? Now you deserve it, right? You wanted to change nature. The girl was born. What was the big deal? Right? Then you went to the boy. Now you're boy and girl. All this, it's getting from one mass to the next mass to the next mass, right? This is life. Notice that in life. That's what's happening in our lives, right? One mass to the next mass to the next mass to the next mass, and sometimes it gets worse and worse and worse. It doesn't get better and better and better, it just gets worse. Right? So Satyavrata hugged the boy and hugged the girl also. Grandchildren, right? Grandparents, grandchildren, very special relationship. No matter what happened, it's not the grandchildren's fault, right? Maybe the children's fault, but not the grandchildren's fault, right? Hug the grandchild, everybody. In the night, Sudyumna runs away, leaves the palace. Nobody has any idea where he went. Of course, Lord Krishna knows where he went, but he doesn't tell that to Uddhava. All we can guess is he probably went into the forest and decided, I'm just going to be a sadhu. He was very Krishna conscious boy. See, at that time, everybody was Krishna conscious. This is Satyuga time. This is not the time like now, hardly anybody is Krishna conscious, and even those who are inside Hare Krishna are sometimes not Krishna conscious. Right? I mean, we shouldn't say that, but it's a fact. Krishna consciousness is serious stuff. It's not a joke, you know. So anyway, so now king is very happy, looking after Ayal, looking after the daughter, looking after the daughter-in-law. Everything is going well. Ayal turns out, as he grows up, to be so handsome that it gives Narad Muni an idea. Now we all know, when Narad Muni gets into something, there's trouble. He's brewing trouble. And his brewing trouble is only for one purpose, and that is to praise Krishna. That's his ultimate purpose, right? So Narad Muni comes, looks at the boy, meets the boy, then decides to go to Indraloka. So he goes to Indraloka, and he tells Indra, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, come right. He says to Indra, you know, there is a boy on planet Earth. This boy is so handsome, this boy is so great, that you cannot imagine how beautiful this boy is, how great this boy is. So he says, really? Describe him. So he describes his face is like this, his ears are like this, his nose is like this. Mataji, you want to talk to us separately? You can take your time. Don't feel like you have to sit here. Please, take your time, go outside, have a nice talk, whatever you want. I'm not feeling bad, okay? I just don't want you to feel like I'm disturbing you. Please, do whatever you want to be happy. I want one rule I have in my program. Everybody should be happy. If you feel like doing something that makes you happy, please go and do it, because that's what makes Krishna consciousness happy. Never do anything that doesn't make you happy, because that's not Krishna conscious. Prabhupada used to ask everybody he met, are you happy? If they're not, he would tell them, then it means you're not Krishna conscious. So all my programs, I insist, children want to play, let them go and play. Take them out, have a nice time with them. People be happy, because in happiness you'll hear what you need to hear. Otherwise you won't hear. And you'll keep making the same mistakes in life, and then you'll blame others for your mistakes, or you'll blame your house because the vastu is not right in the house, or the astrologer didn't give the right advice. Right? How many people have blamed you? Nobody. Oh, you're lucky. Most astrologers get blamed big time. I know we get blamed big time, devotees. As a town president, I got blamed many times. Generally speaking, everybody gets blamed, right? But you can't blame anybody. You can only blame yourself. When you point at somebody, one finger is pointing at that person, one finger is pointing at God, and three are pointing back at you. Right? That's why I'm saying this, no other reason. So anyway, so now he describes him, how beautiful he is. While he's talking, who are always around when Indra is around in his courtyard? In his court, who else are around? The Apsaras. So one of the Apsaras, she's like the chief Apsara, her name is Urvashi. So Urvashi hears, wow, this boy is so nice looking, he's so handsome, he's so strong. I have to marry him. She becomes, I have to marry him. So she comes to planet Earth and she meets with Ayal and tells Ayal, you're such a nice boy. You're so great. You deserve a perfect wife. I'll say, yeah, not so much thinking about a wife right now. I mean, other things on my mind. But she pursues him. This, that, day after day after day after day like that. So after a few months, he sort of said, okay, I'll marry you. You want to marry me? I'll marry you. So they get married. And they have wonderful children. So then, what happens is that one day, Urvashi, by her nature, she always wants to associate with the best looking people like that. So she starts losing interest in her husband. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? When you first get married, you think your husband is the best looking guy on the planet. But after 4, 5 years, 10 years, right, he's not the best looking guy on the planet. Right? You sort of feel like that, right? So especially amongst the Apsaras, they are like that. The Apsaras are like that. And then these boys from Earth planet. Apsaras are marrying boys from Swarga. Swarga, the boys look very nice. They're very, very nice. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Come in. So, she starts telling him, I came from Swarga. I need to go back to Swarga. So one day, it so happens that Indra was doing a big program. And in doing the big program, he needs his Apsaras there to impress the guests. So he looks around and he doesn't see Urvashi. So he says, where's Urvashi? Oh, she went to planet Earth. What's she doing on planet Earth? Tell her to come back. No, she can't. She's married now. What? She got married? Okay, tell her I'll give her half my kingdom. Whoa, half the kingdom? I mean, that's powerful, right? Actually, he said it in a way it was like half the kingdom of half the kingdom. So he meant quarter, But he said it like it sounded like half the kingdom. So the messenger comes to planet Earth, meets with Urvashi and tells her, Indra needs you back. He's ready to give you half his kingdom if you come back. She already was thinking what? And now the carrot has come, right? Nice carrot, nice juicy carrot, right? I get half the kingdom. So she goes and tells Ayal, I have to go. So Ayal becomes very distraught. As he's been married with her, he started falling more and more in love with her. She was feeling a little much out, but he was going into love. You see what I'm saying? So he begs her and he tightly, this is how Krishna describes it, he tightly holds her feet and says, I beg you, please do not go back. Please stay. Who will look after the children? Who will look after me? Like that. And Krishna describes, she took her foot and pulled it out really hard from his hands. He's a powerful guy, okay? It's not easy to pull the feet out just like that. She pulls it out, walks away, doesn't even look back. He starts crying. Al starts crying. He's crying. And then he says to himself, you stupid mind of mine, you are the one who got me into this mess. You mind, you got me into this mess. You decided that you wanted to marry a beautiful girl. What's wrong with you? If you had that much interest in Krishna, today Krishna would be standing in front of you. And this is a fact, okay? If we have intense love for Krishna, then Krishna will actually come in front of you. First he will come in other ways, then he'll actually come in front of you. That is why, so then he starts singing a song. You know how sometimes when the people become very sad, they sing love songs, you know? Like, Chandi ka Divana, Pyar Bhara Dil Tod Diya. You know? So he starts singing, right? And in the singing, he's praising Urvashi as his guru. He accepts her as his guru and prays to her and says, thank you for teaching me this lesson. I should have stayed focused on Krishna. Why did I become focused on other things? There was no need for me to be focused on other things. I should have stayed focused on Krishna. This is Krishna telling the story himself, okay? I mean, that tells you. And who is the smartest person on the planet? Uddhava. Uddhava is known as the most intelligent of Krishna's friends. He's telling his most intelligent friend a message that he wants us to hear, because he says, this isle, he was born because when Ila was a girl, right, she decided to get married, and the son of the moon planet came, and his name was Buddha. So she married the son of the moon planet, and that's where the moon dynasty started. So Ayal is the first child in the moon dynasty. And he is the great-great-great-grandfather of Krishna in the dynasty of the Yadus. So this is how our dynasty started, Yadu dynasty started. So this is the story of how it started. And in this story, as we can see, Krishna is impressing on Uddhava that the most important thing in our life is our relationship with Krishna. But we don't know how to have a relationship with Krishna. So what do? We have deities of Krishna in our house. We put pictures of Krishna in our house. We have deities at the temple. We worship the deities. We pray to them. And we ask them for this and ask them for that. And ask them so that we will have nice devotion, right? We'll be very devoted in our lives. This, that, and the other. But we're not dealing with the devotee as a person. Right? So, just like, say, for example, for those of you who are married, imagine as a wife, we wake up in the morning, first thing you do is you take a shower, and then you do a Mangal Arati to your husband. You make some nice sweets first, feed him some nice sweets, and tell him, stand straight. I'll feed you the sweets, and after feeding the sweets, I'm going to invite some people to come and stand behind me, and I'm going to do the Arati to you, and everybody's going to sing a kirtan to praise you. Right? And then I'm going to make sure that after that we're going to bathe you, and we're going to dress you, put some nice jewelry on you, some attar on you, and things like that. And then we're going to do another big program where more people will come, and we're all going to praise you. And then after that we're going to give you some food, and then we're going to tell you, now stand alone there. Others will come and talk to you. Don't talk to them. You just listen. And then at lunchtime we'll do a big Raj Bhog for you. We'll feed you some nice food, and we'll do one more Aarti, and then I'm going to put you to sleep. And then you sleep until 3:30 in the afternoon. Then we're going to wake you up. We're going to offer you some fruits. Tell you to stand straight again. We'll do a little Aarti to you. And you keep standing straight until 7 o'clock. In the meantime, we'll do one more arati for you. And then we're going to, again, dress you for your night dress so that you can go to sleep. And then we're going to sing some nice songs, and then we're going to put you to sleep, and then you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Tell me, how many of you husbands would like that type of life? That's what happens every day in your life. That's not personal, right? Personal means the husband has his own desires, right? He also wants some things. He wants to do this, he wants to do that. He wants to go to India. Why should he stand on the altar in Dallas all day long? For you? Right? That's not very personal dealing with the deity. Krishna knew this. Krishna also knew that he had said in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. So the idea was, you give up all varieties of religion and focus on me. But the standard is so high, hardly anybody can reach the standard, right? Who can give up all varieties of dharma? How many of us have given up all varieties of dharma? Not one person has given up all varieties of dharma. We are following, like marriage dharma, children dharma, right? Country dharma, employee dharma, business dharma, right? Coach dharma, this dharma, that dharma. There's so many things we're doing. We're not parityaja all those dharmas. We're hanging on to them. Same time, we're hanging to Krishna, right? So Krishna knew it's going to be hard for these people. So he comes as Jagannath. Why he comes as Jagannath? Because Jagannath is incomplete. We are incomplete, right? We are not complete. That's why we're in the material world. When we become complete in love of Krishna, we will go back to spiritual world. In the meantime, we are incomplete. So for an incomplete person to relate with a complete person, there's a little bit of a mismatch and also a disconnect, right? A little disconnect. You really don't understand the person, right? Who is superior to you. So how would you know what that person is thinking? Love can only be between equals. Love cannot be between superior and subordinate. So he comes as Jagannath, incomplete. All he is two big eyes and a smile, right? And that's Jagannath, right? Doesn't have hands, doesn't have feet. Really, his torso is not even complete. So he comes like that. Why? He wants to tell us, I want you to love me where you are. Wherever you are, start loving me. Because if you start loving me, then your consciousness will rise. And when your consciousness rises, your love for me will become better and better. And then one day you will come to the point of Shuddha Prema, pure love. Purity is the force. So he comes as Jagannath. So that's why we decided, this is crafted in Dallas, by the way. Jagannath's crafted in Dallas. And what we do is we take Jagannath and we take them to people's houses and we install them in the house. And we tell them, now this is what we want you to do. We want you to accept Jagannath in one role. Like in Dallas, Kalachandji is everything to us, right? He's our father, he's our Lord, he is our friend. I mean, plays different roles, right? But that's not how Krishna wants relationship. When Krishna has a relationship with Mother Yashoda, that relationship is nothing like his relationship with Radharani. Nothing like his relationship with Nanda Baba. Nothing like his relationship with Balaram. With the cows, with the monkeys. Every one of them has a unique relationship with Krishna. So the idea is, take the Jagannath in your house and have a unique, each person in the house have their choice, whatever your choice, each individual person's choices, unique relationship with Jagannath. He's your friend, or he's your father, or he's your brother, or he's your child, or he's your brother-in-law, or he's your father-in-law, right? Men can have so many roles, right? Or he's your father's friend, or your friend's friend, or your wife's brother, wife's uncle. You see what I'm saying? Decide one relationship. And then talk to him in that relationship and deal with him in that relationship. And keep him with you 24 hours. If you use him as a friend, if you say he's your friend, when you go and take a shower, you take a shower with him. Now that doesn't mean take him into the shower. You in your mind, imagine that you and Jagannath are showering together in the shower. Now you might say, I'm dirty. Don't worry, Jagannath is not worried about your dirtiness. Jagannath is interested in your love. Right? When the mother is bathing the child, does the child think, I'm dirty, mom, don't bathe me? Do you think the child says that? No. What does the child say? Only you can bathe me. Nobody else allowed to bathe me. No matter how dirty the child is, the child wants the mother. That is love. So Jagannath wants to be with her all the time. So you go to bed, you're sleeping, tell Jagannath, okay, let's go sleep together. How many people have sleepovers, right? How many people shower together? In America, they don't do that so much, but in India, they do. In India, people shower with friends all the time. They bathe with friends all the time. There is no feeling like, oh, you're naked, I'm naked. There is no feeling like that. Right? They are just friends. They don't even look at each other's body. They're just so much in friendship with one another that it's, they play games. They'll, throw the soap at the person and things like that. They play games, right, with the person. So anything you do, you can have Jagannath with you. And if you have Jagannath with you all the time like that, what are the two rules of Krishna consciousness? Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna will happen. Because now you're Krishna all the time. When you're eating, you tell Jagannath, eat with me. Now you already offered the food. But when you're eating, invite him again. Let's eat together. How nice it is to know that Jagannath is eating with you, right? Especially for our children. How nice it will be for them to know that Jagannath is with me all the time. If Jagannath is with you all the time, what can you not do in this world? Even though Jagannath is your friend, he is still the Supreme Personality of Godhead, except you don't see him that way. But when you come to the temple, you might say, well, Kalachandji is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jagannath is my friend, but that is my Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see what I'm saying? Or, like I do, I consider Kalachandji as my father. So I call him my father and I call Radharani my mother. So that's my father and mother. Jagannath is my friend. Jagannath's elder brother is my elder brother. His sister is my sister. So now I have a whole family relationship with so many family members, right? Individual family relationship with each person. Certainly your Krishna consciousness will arise now, right? Because now you're paying attention, right? When you're talking to Kalachandji, you're talking to him as like your father. So how do you talk to your father? You don't talk to your father like you talk to your best friend, right? There's awe and reverence with father. With friend, there's no awe and reverence, right? You put your hand around him, say, hey, how you doing? If he doesn't do something right, get mad at him a little bit, but never stop loving. You get the idea? That is why we're taking Jagannath now around and everywhere. And then we're doing an installation for Jagannath in Mayapur for all those hours that I spoke about earlier. So now he's really with you. He's your best friend, he is your father, he is your brother, he is your whatever you decide. And he can do everything for you. Your best friend can do everything for you. Your child, if he's Jagannath, like how many people worship Laddu Gopal? And they pray and they say with confidence, Laddu Gopal does everything for me. There's nothing Laddu Gopal cannot do. Correct? Yeah. Yes. And all he is little Krishna with Laddu in his hand. But Krishna is Krishna. No matter what role Krishna takes, he is still the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whether he's your friend, your brother, your son, your father-in-law, brother-in-law, whatever relationship you held him in, and choose that relationship based on your nature. What is your nature? Right? The best way to love God is using your own natural instincts. Prabhupada says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you know why the gopis are the best devotees of Krishna? They're the best devotees of Krishna because they serve Krishna with their natural instincts. Natural instincts means what? What does natural instinct mean? Love. Huh? Love, yeah. But what does it mean in terms of actual? Love is its purpose. What does it mean?
What you naturally do.
Yeah, what do you naturally do, right? Like say, for example, if I asked you the question, since you answered the question, perfect answer. Now I ask you the question, right? What do you naturally love doing? Nobody has to ask you. You love to do it anyway. Even if somebody doesn't ask you, you'll do it. What is something like that you love doing?
Like hobbies, like playing table
playing table tennis. Good example. It's a natural instinct for him, right? It may not be my natural instinct, but it is his natural instinct. Now, what Jagannath will want is, when he is playing table tennis, he'll tell Jagannath, let's play table tennis together. You see what I'm saying? Jagannath will love it. Oh, he invited me to a table tennis match. I love it. He's my friend. Now, who gave him the talent for table tennis? There's your answer. Why did Jagannath give it? Because Jagannath wanted to do it too, right? Jagannath likes company. He doesn't like to be alone. He doesn't like to be put in a Hare Krishna temple where they do what I just said 24 hours a day. He likes to be with people, play with people, laugh with people, cry with people. Crying is natural or not natural? It's natural. Do gopis cry in front of Krishna? Yes, many times. In fact, it is described the highest way to be Krishna conscious is to cry. There's a whole story I can tell you, but I'll be talking for the next 5 years if I keep telling you stories. But there's a whole story behind this, that only one word that describes Krishna consciousness is Rona. Rona means to cry. If you cry for Krishna, Krishna will come. If you don't cry, mother doesn't come to the baby and then the baby cries, right? Baby cries, then mother comes. And little crying doesn't work. When the baby really cries, then the mother goes. Because mother got a lot of other work to do too, right? So you really got to cry. You see? What else do people like to do? Naturally, you don't have to tell them. They naturally love doing it. Some of you can describe what you naturally love to do. Nobody has to tell you to do it. Even if they tell you not to do it, you still feel like doing it. What's an example? Sleeping. Everybody loves to sleep, right? Everybody loves to sleep. So you think Jagannath doesn't want to sleep? He also wants to sleep. So when you go to sleep, invite him and say, hey Jagannath, let's sleep. Now he might leave in the middle of the night to play with the gopis. You know, in Jagannath Puri, the main dressing is in the night, not in the morning. If you ever go to Jagannath Puri, you will see the main dressing is in the night. Like in Dallas, the main dressing is in the morning. Shringar Arti is morning Arti. There Shringar Arti is night Arti. Why? Because Jagannath likes to be well dressed, because in the night he's going to go and do Ras Leela with the gopis. He wants to look nice and impress them. That's natural instinct. A boy wants to impress a girl. A girl wants to impress a boy. That's natural instinct. Right? So you should try to impress Jagannath and say, hey, Jagannath, do I look nice now? Instead of standing in front of the mirror and saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, I am the best looking of them all. Instead, why don't you look at Jagannath and say, Jagannath, am I looking okay? Is the tilak looking okay? Is the tilak nice? Yes, Jagannath? Right? Talk to him. He likes it. Oh, he checked his tilak on me first. That means he loves me, right? That's why he talks to me. Normally when men leave the house, they turn to the wife and say, does the tilak look okay? Right? They do or don't? Yes. And what does the wife say? I think you need to go back and check it again. Or, yeah, it looks great. Whatever it is, right? They tell them honestly. That's love. How many of you have ever asked Jagannath whether your tilak is fine? See what I'm saying? Look at what I'm saying. Try to sink in what I'm saying. Everything you do, if you talk to Jagannath about it, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Jagannath will personally come in front of you. Because he knows this person loves me. And Jagannath says, nothing in the three worlds defeats me except the love of my devotee. The love of a devotee defeats Krishna. And Jagannath is the easiest form of Krishna. He's like, let's play. Whereas Krishna is, hey, sarvadharman parityaja. Okay? You come up the ranks, then I'll talk to you. Sorry. Yes, I'll deal with you, otherwise you're my child, so I'm going to deal with you, right? But personally to come in front of you, you better come to a very high level of purity. And Jagannath is, I don't care what a rascal you are. The bigger the rascal, the better. Let's have some fun. Jagannath one day went to a very powerful acharya and said to him, I'm not happy. So the acharya said, why are you not happy? He said, when I was a little kid, I used to go and like to steal butter, Now I can't go and steal. They put me in this temple and I can't go and steal. I want to steal. And he says, what's wrong with you? You're God now. Why do you want to steal? What do you need? People come and give as much as you want. You don't have to steal. No, but you don't know the fun in stealing. You don't know the fun of eating after you've stolen it. That's a special taste. So he takes him to go and steal from the king's courtyard some jackfruit, and he tells him, don't make any noise, otherwise the sentries will know, and then they'll come and beat us both up, right? So he does games like this with his devotees. So even if you are the most fallen person on the planet, by the way, there's nobody most fallen, okay? Certainly nobody sitting here is most fallen, right? Even if you think you are so low, don't worry about it. Jagannath wants to be with you right now. So we made 3 sizes of Jagannath. You can see the biggest one. Then we made this smaller size, thinking that would be easier for people to handle. Then some people want even smaller, so we can take them around with them wherever they go. So we made the 3rd size that you can see there. That's the smallest size. All 3 sizes, and we tell people, install them in your house. We'll do this installation ceremony in Mayapur 12 times a year. 5 hours, 5 priests doing it for 5 hours every time. So that's altogether 25 times 12, 300 hours of installation. Multiplied by 400,000 times, because on Sankranti, whatever you do multiplies 400,000. That means 12 million hours of installation we do. There's nothing more powerful than that. We've seen that. It has changed our program. Some of us here are members of this program. Here you have 3 other members here. On my left is Nanda Braj Prabhu. A lot of people know Nanda Braj Prabhu from the temple, right? You've seen him there. You haven't seen Jagannath there as often, but he also stays behind the temple in a certain place. That's Jagannath Prabhu. And then next to Jagannath is Mother Tammy. Mother Tammy is also Nanda Braj Prabhu's mother, and she's also our team member. And all of them will tell you miracles have happened since Jagannath has come to our program. Our program has gone from where to where to where. It's amazing. At one time we were thinking, if we don't have enough money, how will we do this? And now we think, don't even worry about the money. Jagannath is doing this, he's doing that, and amazing things are happening. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So we want that to happen in your house too. Our program is an educational program. We're not asking you to join the educational program. We're asking you, please get close to Jagannath and do whatever you want to do. You also have desires in your heart, right? I want to do this. I want to do that for Krishna. I want to do this for my Guru Maharaj. I want to do this for the temple. I want to do this for President Trump. Right? It doesn't matter who you want to do it for. You might want to do it for your dog, for all I care. You see what I'm saying? But Jagannath will help you in ways that are true miracles. And you will believe this. For those who are doing it, they believe it. I've put Jagannath in people's houses and they're not doing it. I've seen, from their face I can tell, this person is not close to Jagannath. They're not bright. The face is not bright. It's not happy. Why it is not happy? Because it's not relating to Jagannath. Prabhupada said, right? If you're not happy, it means you're not relating. That's why you're not happy. No other reason. It's not Trump who's doing it. It's not Modi who's doing it. Right? It's not your wife. It's certainly not your temple president. I have to say that. It's you. It's us. It's me. If it is to be, it's up to me, right? So have Jagannath in your house. Now you don't have to take one of these Jagannaths. You can make a nice picture of Jagannath, have that Jagannath talk to that Jagannath. But the installation part, you will have to do through us. Because nobody else does that installation like we do. The person who does the installation, his name is Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Find out in Mayapur who that person is. He is the chief pujari for the deities on the altar. He is also the chief person who does fire sacrifices. In Mayapur, we have a place called the Yagya Shala. They've created a place for yagyas, a special building for just yagyas. This is the top guy there. He does our installation. With 4 of his assistants with him. 5 of them together. One reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, one reading from Bhagavad Gita, one reading from Bhagavatam, another one chanting all the fancy mantras. Another one, I told him I wanted to make sure that you're chanting Nrsimha Homa, you're chanting Narayan Kavacha, you're chanting Balaram Kavacha, all the ones that we used to do, all they're doing plus 5 hours continuous burning the fire, okay? Fire goes on for 5 hours, continuous, 5 priests. That's 25 priest hours of burning the fire. On Sankranti day, at Punya Kal time, the time when Sankranti is happening.
Before they even start, everyone chants 5 rounds.
Everybody must chant 5 rounds before they
Sits
start.
right there and chants 5
Sit 5 rounds,
before
then
they
start the program.
And that's not their 16th, that's the 5.
There's 5 for that festival. How he knows is he went one day and he decided to go there to check our own program out. And he was thoroughly impressed. And even the priest was thoroughly impressed. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu was very thoroughly impressed with him. Oh, you're in Dallas and you're doing these types of things? He was very, very impressed. We all deserve this. Please, we're all struggling in our lives. Why should we struggle? This is the story that Lord Krishna just told. Why was Isle struggling? He had no need to struggle. He just needed to focus on Krishna, which he was doing. It's just this beautiful girl came and then lured him. The next thing, he got married to her, then had children and this, that, and the other, right? That's the story of the Brahmin. He was alone. Then he had a dhoti. And then he put the dhoti for wash. And then the mouse came. And then he had to get a cat. And now he had to go milk the cat, give the cat the milk. So then he had to get a cow. Now you have to milk the cow. So he had to get married. He got married. Then he had to build a house so the family can stay. Then the children came. Then he had to go and get a job. And now he became a Shudra. The Brahmin became Shudra.
W2 employee.
Huh?
W2 employee.
Yeah, W2 employee. So this is the same story told in a different way. The story of Isle. Isle Gita. Krishna describes it as Isle Gita, just like Bhagavad Gita, Venu Gita, Gopi Gita, Uddhava Gita. There's Isle Gita. He described. That means it's a very topmost knowledge. That's why Krishna calls it Gita. Anytime you hear Gita after a word, you should know there are 8 of them. You should know that book must be most important. If you read Venu Gita, how many of you have read Venu Gita? Any of you read Venu Gita? You should. It will tell you how to relate with Krishna very personally. It's a fantastic book. Uddhava Gita is now in 11th canto, by the way. 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam has Uddhava Gita in it. Always read the 11th canto. It's a very powerful canto. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So this is Isle Gita. Like that. So that's why we have Jagannath. That's why we do the installation. You see what I'm saying? And they charge us a certain amount and we charge you the same amount. We tell you how much you're paying. And that they do that there. From our point of view, we are promoting Jagannath. Why are we promoting Jagannath? Because we use Jagannath in our education system. So if you promote Jagannath, he becomes happy, then he'll have our education system too, right? So yeah, we're being selfish. Right? But we should all be selfish like that. How does Krishna become pleased the most? What does it say in Bhagavad Gita? Who pleases him the most? Wait, no, don't say. Yeah. What pleases Krishna the most? 1869. What does 1869 say? One who preaches this science to others is most dear to me. And there never ever will be anybody more dear than he or she. That means 1869 is our marching orders, right? And what does Lord Chaitanya say? Amara agyaya Guru Hana Tara Idesh. Jare Take Tare Kaha Krishna Upadesh. Prithivite Acheta Nagaradigram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Moranam. So that's why we start the program with Harinam Kirtan. Then you get the boons of Harinam Kirtan. Then we read from Bhagavatam. Normal Smyhl program, we read from Bhagavatam. Then we read the boons of Bhagavatam. And then we do 20 minutes of what we call Amya. Amya is a 5 framework program where we teach people the first thing in your life is you should add your heart to Krishna's heart. And then the second one is that understand yourself completely, all levels of consciousness that you are. Then the third is do things from the heart now instead of the mind. Fourth is understand your identity. Who are you in the spiritual world? And finally, take small steps and you will create great movements from those small steps. So we teach that. They do that for 20 minutes and then 10 minutes again Kirtan. So that way do 1 hour of Smyhl in their home. 2 people can do it by themselves. So that's the Smyhl program. And this installation program is so that people can come to know Jagannath and now know why Jagannath. By the way, do you know no other Krishna goes through all 3 pastimes of Krishna. What are the 3 pastimes of Krishna? Vrindavan Leela, Mathura Leela and Dwarka Leela. No other Krishna goes through all 3. Shyam Sundar never leaves Krishna, never leaves Vrindavan. right? Vasudev Krishna never enters Vrindavan. You see what I'm saying? He stays in Mayapur, in Mathura and Dwarka, but he doesn't go to Vrindavan. But Jagannath, all three. Jagannath goes through all three. So it's so nice, right? You don't miss out on anything. And it's so easy to remember, right? Krishna is a little hard to remember. Jagannath, easy to remember. What do you have to remember? Two big eyes and a smile. In America, when they draw a smiley face, what do? Two eyes and then a smile, right? That's Jagannath. He's telling the Americans, I've come to you a smiley face, but I'm Jagannath. This is how much Jagannath loves everybody. Even if they don't know about him, he's coming to them. That's Jagannath. So Jagannath is very easy to remember. And why does Jagannath have such big eyes? Because he's always looking at us for our best interest. He never shuts his eye. He's always looking at his children. Be happy. Please be happy. So if you can just remember two eyes and a smile, you remember Jagannath. If you die thinking like that, what does Krishna say? One who dies thinking about me enters into my nature and enters into my world. Easy way to go, right? And Jagannath is easy. You don't have to chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulated principles. It is good for you to do that. But if you have purity, you can reach out to others. Purity helps others become interested. If you're not pure, then it's hard for others to also take interest. Right? So that's why we advise everybody follow the regulated principles, chant 16 rounds, and take initiation. Because then the spiritual master can show you Krishna, can show you how to get Krishna. And this is the message of the spiritual master. What we're saying is the message, right? This message we can give everybody. And people will take. We're not telling them to come to the Hare Krishna temple. We're not telling them to give us some big donation. Right? Generally that's what people think when you go to them, right? Oh, must have come from donation, must be some program they're doing, want me to join their program. Right? We don't know. This is your program. We're telling you do your program. Whatever you're doing. Even if you're a Christian. Doesn't matter to us. Do your Christian program. I have no problem. But with Jagannath. You'll be happy, truly happy. Alright, I'm going to stop here and ask if you have any questions before we go on to the next part of the program. Anybody have any questions, doubts, concerns? Anything you want to share? No? Okay, yes.
Lord Jagannath, we have always seen him with Balaram and Subhadra.
Yes.
So, why are we only installing Lord Jagannath?
Because he is the first one who gets in, you know. You get Jagannath in, then Balaram and Subhadra will come. Yeah. Our idea is minimum standard first. Start with minimum standard. Now, of course, you've been in the movement long and you've had, so you can put all three. You see what I'm saying? But for the general masses, we tell them just Jagannath. Baldev is very strict. Oh, Baldev has slapped his pujari. You know what I'm saying? Baldev is strict. And Subhadra is know-it-all. She knows everything. She's very smart. She'll correct you all the time. Oh, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. The poor guy just started movement, right? Already getting hathodas on his head. The guy thinks, huh?
She's Durga Shakti.
She's Durga Shakti, yeah. She's actually Yoga Maya. From her comes Durga, right? She's Yoga Maya. She's the one who runs all of Krishna's leelas. That's a powerful person. So we tell you, raise your standard later. Start basics. Let's get Jagannath in there. And then we also tell them, put Prabhupada there too. Because Prabhupada is the Acharya of the age. If you put Prabhupada there and Jagannath there, that's fine. And slowly we tell them, try and get Gaur Nitai in there. They call it the skinny man philosophy. You know that, right? There's these guys who travel in India in the train, and the seat is full, right? So a skinny guy will come in, so he can sit, right? Then a little push, then his wife can sit. Then push, then his children can sit. And the other guys are gone. They have no children. So we call it the skinny guy philosophy, the skinny man philosophy. And I'm also skinny, right? So following skinny man philosophy. So we call it the skinny man philosophy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And Jagannath does not actually like Baladev and Subhadra being around a lot. There's a reason. That's why he doesn't have any ears. Because they always tell him what he cannot do. See, if Jagannath goes to a rascal and wants to have prasadam with a rascal, Balaram says, no, not very, house not clean, they're not clean people, they're eating meat, this, that and the other, they're eating fish, you can't go there. And then tells his sister, better get on his case too, right? So both brother and sister get on his case. So when he's alone, nobody to listen to, right? He can do whatever he likes. You get the idea?
Yes.
So, because our program in education is different from religion. Education program is to reach everybody. Religion program is to reach those who are ready to love God. That's religion. Religion means to love God. So we can see why many people are not joining Hare Krishna, right? Because they feel like the process you're following is a little difficult for us to follow. You know? But education is not like that, right? Education, we know there are many Catholic schools around the world, and Hindus go there, Muslims go there, other Christians go there, right, to that school. Education people do not normally have any problem with standards and discrimination, my God, your God. Religion there is like that, right? If you bring them to Hare Krishna temple, they'll think, but that's not my God is Lord Shiva. I don't see Lord Shiva on the altar. That's why Hindu temples have everybody, right? Every Tom, Dick and Harry and his pet dog is sitting on the altar, right? I'm sorry I'm saying that, but that's literally what's happening. It's a mess. That's why Hinduism is in a mess. You see what I'm saying? So the point is not against Hinduism. I'm just saying, I'm a Hindu myself. But the point is we're in a mess because we don't follow. So if you don't want to follow, education is good. Because what education does is, it gives you information. And through that information you become knowledgeable. And then when you become knowledgeable, you know why you have to do something, right? Now you're ready to do. Because now you understood. When you don't understand, it's hard to understand, right? When you understand that without Krishna, all you're doing is failing. If I say that to anybody, oh my God, they'll feel there's something wrong with this guy. You mean to say Elon Musk is failing? He's about to become the first trillionaire on the planet, according to Western understanding. Right? Is he failing? My answer is yes. According to Krishna, he is. Because when he dies, he's going to have to accept all the karma of this life. And that means millions of repaying karma. How many of us would love that? Do an investment, one day earn a lot of money, rest of your life pay. And not only pay more than you earned. If you don't pay your karma in this life, in the next life it will multiply. Krishna's interest rate is very high. Here the loan shark interest rate is how much? 30%? 40%? 50%? Right? That's nothing. Krishna's is 10,000%, 1,000,000%, 10,000,000%. That's why people don't like coming to Hare Krishna programs. When they hear things like this, it shocks them. It makes them feel Krishna is very cruel. Krishna is not very cruel. I just told you, Jagannath comes for everybody. No matter how great a sinner you are, Jagannath comes for you. So, work with Jagannath, right? At that level, work with Jagannath. Just like when you're in kindergarten, right? If someone gives you Macbeth to read, I mean, some of you may not know what Macbeth is. Macbeth is a great Shakespearean story. And this person just came to kindergarten first day, and you give them Macbeth to read. What's going to happen? They're going to think, maybe I can use this to put my potato chips on and eat, right? They'll think, oh, nice plate, nice toy. I can use this to hit my friend with. You get the idea. They have no idea what is happening. So if you tell them Macbeth when they're in kindergarten, they will think this doesn't make any sense at all. But Macbeth makes a lot of sense when you're in university, right? Even in high school, but university it makes a lot of sense. There's a very deep meaning to that story of Macbeth. You see what I'm saying? So the same, Krishna is like university. Jagannath is like pre-K. He is ready for anybody, anytime. Let's do this. Let's make this happen. and then he raises the standard. And he does miracles. So when he does miracles, your faith multiplies faster, right? There's nothing more powerful in this world than results. When people see results, they believe. You tell them whatever you tell them, they may not believe. But they see the result, they believe. You tell them honey tastes nice, this, that, and the other, yeah, right. One more scam. Then you tell them put the finger in there, lick it, and then they taste it, and they say, whoa, that's nice tasting, man. That's really nice. Now they believe in honey. There was nothing wrong with the honey. There was only something wrong in the level of belief. And that's the same with all of us. Any one of us who is suffering, we are suffering because our beliefs are very base. We haven't gone to the higher level of beliefs. If you go to higher level beliefs, there is no suffering on this planet. Every suffering that happens on this planet has a purpose behind it that drives you to a higher level of bliss. Higher level of bliss. That's what it will do. But you have to cross that, right? It's just like, say for example, it's very blissful to become a doctor, because then you become highly respected person, right, as a doctor. But the 7 years of education, is that bliss? I don't think so. Most people won't make it through those 7 years. It's pain, right? But what comes after the pain? Bliss. What came after the poison when the Samudra Manthan was done? Nectar. Who took the poison? Lord Shiva. And who took the nectar? The demigods, right? This tells you the distinction between the demigods and Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva can handle things that demigods cannot handle. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with us. Are we ready to take any challenge on? For whose pleasure? Yeah. Where's the worry? We're doing it for Krishna. Right? Otherwise, my example is a good example. I come from a very wealthy family. Why did we give up all that to talk to Hare Krishnas and help them become Krishna conscious? Which is not an easy thing to do, right? Hare Krishnas know that they're already very smart. Who needs to make them smarter? Nobody, right? So why go and listen to anybody? You're smart yourself. Prabhupada said that's going to be ISKCON's biggest problem. The devotees are going to think that they're over-intelligent. And the over-intelligence will destroy the movement. And we can see it happens. When you don't have love for Krishna, you're now doing things with Krishna to show people and to show yourself. I do arti, I do this, I pray, I chant in front of the Lord, I this, that, and the other. This is all show. Real love is when you feed Krishna, when you bathe Krishna, when you talk to Krishna, when you cry with Krishna, when you laugh with Krishna. That's love. So that's the program. When Jagannath comes in, all that increases. Then you feel like, wow, now I'm understanding Krishna consciousness properly. Philosophy is not Krishna consciousness. Philosophy is just love parading as a philosophy. That's all it is. But it's love that is the real Krishna consciousness. That's why every morning when we do Mangalarti, what do we end up saying? That the highest goal of life is Krishna Prema. It is Krishna Prema. So Jagannath Prema is Krishna Prema. Jagannath is Krishna, right? His girlfriend's name is Jagannath Priya. Who is Jagannath Priya? Radharani. Although he married Lakshmi. That's why Lakshmi is not very happy. This guy takes off every night to do Ras Leela. Where is he going? But that's Jagannath. He's Krishna in essence, complete essence. But coming at a level to us that's very base. So anybody can relate with him. Even a child can relate. Just like the child answered the question first, right? Correctly. I asked the question to everybody and he answered it correctly, right? So we might say amongst all of us, this is the smartest kid, smartest person sitting with us. Right? But that's Krishna, right? Krishna can tell anybody anything. How old was Prahlad when he gave us the topmost knowledge? 5 years of age. At 50 years of age, we can't give the same knowledge, right? Why? Because he had love for Krishna. He had faith in Krishna. We have to do that. We have to increase our love and faith for Krishna. Wonderful. Anybody else? Any questions, doubts, concerns? Yes, Maraji? Hare Krishna.
Like we can walk with Krishna, take
Talk with
bath.
Krishna, eat with Krishna, yes.
So when we face challenges in life, can we talk to him?
Yes.
Get solutions to
Yes.
navigate?
Yes, absolutely. He loves it. That's why he gives you trouble. You know why you're in trouble? It's Krishna putting you in trouble. Why is he putting you in trouble? So you can talk to him. Because you don't talk to him. So he's going to make you talk to him now.
So rather than considering it's my karma, I can say
Karma is okay. With Krishna, you don't worry karma. Krishna, you worry anything is happening in your life, he's doing it. Don't think about karma. Karma is for those who are karmis. We're not karmis, we are bhaktas. We're devotees. Devotees know they had bad karma and everything. You chanted Hare Krishna in your life? Have you ever chanted Hare Krishna? Yes. You did one round? Yeah, all your karma gone. One round, all your karma is gone. There's no karma there anyway. So if you dream up some karma, it's up to you. But the point is, your karma is what Krishna is now foisting. You know what the word foisting means? He's forcing it on you. He's forcing it on you. Why do you think he's doing that? Do you have children, Balaji? Yeah. Do you ever force your children to do something? Yes. And do they love it? No. You see what I'm saying? But why are you doing it? For their happiness, right? You want them to be happy. That's why you're doing it. So Krishna is the same. He's giving us trouble to make us happier. How do we get happier? We first solve the problem. So you become stronger. When you solve problem, you become stronger, right? There was a time when you were a 6-month baby, you may not remember, your mother does. She would not put you in a foot of water by yourself, right? Why? You'll drown yourself. Today, if you are an expert swimmer, you can swim in an ocean that is 50 miles deep, right? And you won't drown. Your capability went up, right? How did the capability go up? You did things that increased your capability. You learned how to swim, right? First time you went swimming, you didn't know how to swim. Then you learned this, that, and the other. Then you became an expert swimmer, right? So in our life, that is the way to live life. Everything we do is to make us better at loving Jagannath, at loving Krishna.
So do we know that it's happening for ultimate good, but when we face it, large
It's tough.
situations,
Yeah, it's tough. It's meant to be tough. If it's not tough, you won't feel tough, right? So if it feels tough, it must be tough. So even the topmost sadhus on this planet who suffer, they really suffer. Like say for example, if a sadhu has a toothache, it's not like his toothache is less than our toothache. His toothache is exactly the same, probably worse than our toothache. Why? Because Krishna makes sure that he really gets the message, right? So he makes his situation even worse, right? So that's why, again, devotees don't like to become devotees too much advanced, because they know the more they advance, the more Krishna gives them bigger trouble, right? So they better stay small and deal with small problems, right? But you have to grow up. In some life, you have to grow up. Does that make sense? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. All right. Yes.
Should we get the details for it?
Sorry?
Should we get the details?
Yeah, you can get the details over. And while you're getting the details over, I'm going to let everybody know how we're going to do this. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to do a flower abhishek. Because at installation time, the minimum you have to do is a flower abhishek. So because we want to say we also installed in the house, not just in Mayapur, but also in the house, we do a flower abhishek and we do a Nrsimha Homa. Now nowadays Nrsimha Homa is done differently, because in America you're not allowed to light a fire inside the house without the permission of the fire department, you know. It's illegal. And so if any of you are H-1B visa here, and if we did that, then they can pull you out of the country just for that much. They've done it. And even if you're a green card holder now, they're changing people's green cards and telling them to leave the country. And I know they're trying to do that with citizens too now. They've already started some citizens. So there's no safety in America now, instead of staying in America. So please learn, your only safety is Krishna. Please hold hands with Krishna, because he will make sure everything will come right no matter what country you live in. You'll be fine. I mean, there are people in India who are happy? Yes? Or no? No Indian is happy in India? Or do you think the Indians in India are very happy? What's the answer? They're very happy, right? There are Indians in India who are very miserable too, right? And everybody is somewhere in between. Is America any different? No. You might think, well, but in America, better pay, better salary, it's a little cleaner, right? I made my house here now, my children will get used to America. But we have to remember, Jai, 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 Shri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Maharani ki Jai. So they are also today, for the first time, bringing out Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. So we're going to do their puja as well. I mean, do the Abhishek to them, and then we'll do an arti to them as well. But now with AI, you can make money anywhere in the world. You can sit in the most remote country in the world. You just need Wi-Fi. If you have Wi-Fi and an AI account, you can mint money from anywhere. That's how easy it has become. In fact, we're teaching that, just so you know, in our education system, we're now teaching them. We call it AMIA Professional. So we teach how in 6 weeks you can become an expert in AI in 6 weeks. So you will never have any problem in your life in terms of earning money. Any material things AI can take care of. But AI cannot take care of bhakti. AI cannot take care of spirituality. So that is still ours. Alright, so how we're going to do this program is that I want the men to stand on this side, the women on the other side, take some flower petals, and then we are going to do what is called the Mangalacharna. Mangalacharna is a prayer that is offered at the time of installation. It is one of the prayers that is offered. We'll be offering that prayer. And then after the Mangalacharna, we're going to do Nrsimha Homa. And the way we'll do Nrsimha Homa is, by the way, every time I finish anything in Mangalacharna, I will say Swaha. I don't want you to throw the flower petals, because you'll need a lot of flower petals. Hold on to them. At the end, please make sure every deity gets the flower petal. Okay? Like that. Come around in turns and offer flower petals to everybody. We will do the same for Nrsimha Homa. When we chant the mantra for Nrsimha Homa, which is going to be Ugram Viram Mahavishnam Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrsingham Bhishnam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityum Namamyaham. When we chant that, we'll do it 9 times. We'll say Swaha. Don't offer the flower petals. Hold till the end. And then offer the flower petals. Okay? So that way we'll light the lamp for the fire for Nrsingadev. I mean for Lord Nrsingadev, yeah. But it won't be so big that the alarm will go off. Because the alarm goes off, that's what's illegal. If the alarm doesn't go off, it's not illegal. Okay? And then we will do the Nrsimha Homa. And after Nrsimha Homa, we will do the offering of Bhoga to the Lord. And while the Bhoga offering is going on, we'll do Arti to the Lord as well. And after the Arti, everybody will serve out Prasadam to everybody. Okay? That makes sense? Okay? So thank you very much. Jai, Jai Shri Jagannath ki Jai, Jai Jai Shri Baladeva ki Jai, Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Om. Vanchakalpa Turvasya, Kripasandu Bhevacha, Patitanam Pavanibhyo, Vaishnavibhyo, Namo Namah. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. All right, so we'll now all stand up, please. Okay, just remove this table here. And this as well. Somebody can lift. So people can come and stand here, right? Okay. So if the men can come and stand on this side, and make sure that everybody gets a bunch of flower petals in your hands, and hold on to the flower petals. You'll be offering as many flower petals as there are deities here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 flower petals at least you will need. If you have more than that, that's good also. Nothing wrong. Oh, Jai, thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Okay, the other thing is, please come closer, because you'll be offering flower petals, you should be as close as possible, Don't stay far away, you can come right close. Come closer, come closer. Don't feel. Men also get closer. And just keep a gap between the two, the men and the women. So, okay, wonderful. Okay, so we'll get started now. Everybody got the flower petals? Everybody ready with the flower petals? Okay, so let's get started. Om Sri Vaishnava Mangalacharna Homa Svaha. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha. So don't offer the flower petals, you'll offer it at the end, okay? Just hold on to them, at the end we'll offer, because if you offer every time I say Swaha, you'll run out of flower petals. I want to make sure. And then also, from where you are, you will not be able to reach all the 12 personalities, and I think a 13th one just got added in. Somebody can light the lamp there as well, the lamp that's right there. Just light the lamp. One lamp, not the second lamp, the first one. And the second lamp should have more ghee in it. The first one will be fine. The second lamp needs a bigger lamp with ghee in it, and that I will light when we start the Nisringa Homa. But these ones can be lit right now. And when you're lighting them, there's a mantra, so light them in front of me so I can chant the mantra. When you're adding ghee from it. Yeah, that's fine. Don't light them until he's here. Bring them here. Yeah, I'll tell you when to light. Are you ready to light now? You ready to light? Okay, so go ahead. Om Kripyadam Agnim Prayanomi Duram Yamarajam Gachatu Ripravaha. Maybe your husband can do it? Okay, you got it. Perfect, thank you. So this mantra, Om Kripyadam Agnim Prayanomi Duram Yamarajam Ripravaha, is to invite Lord Yamaraj. Lord Yamaraj is the Lord of Dharma. He is Dharmaraj. And so anytime a program is done in Dharma, he is invited. Most people know him as the Lord of Death, so they think they should run away from him. There's no need to run away from Yamaraj. He is a devotee of Lord Krishna. He is like a Vaishnava, great Vaishnava. So nothing to fear from Yamaraj unless you are a nonsense person. And the other is Yamuna Devi. She is the sister, brother and sister, Yamaraj and Yamuna. Both of them are very important in any sacrifice program. Okay, so we'll stand at the second mantra. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha Vandeham Sri Guruho Sri Yuta Patakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Svaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshitarine Swaha Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Dinamine Shivashubhanavi Devi Devtaya Kripate Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhurya Jvala Premadhya Shirupanuga Bhaktida Shigora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shimurte Dintarine Rupanuga Viruddhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Swaha. Now Shri Gaur Kishore Das Bhagavad. Nama Gaur Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murte Vipralambara Sambhode Padambujayate Namaha Swaha. Shri Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Namaha Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaur Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Swaha. Now Shri Jagannath Das Babji Maharaj. Gauravir Bhava Bhumestvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhaumaha Shri Jagannathayate Namah Swaha. Now all of the devotees. Vanchakalpa tarubhasya kripa sindhuya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Now Lord Chaitanya, Swaha. And then Lord Chaitanya, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauravishe Namah Swaha. Now Panchatattva. Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Swaha. Now Lord Krishna, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Swaha. Sambandha Divyad Brindaranya Kalpa Drumadha. Now first Jetam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matergati Matsarvaswa Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohano Swaha. Now over there. Divyad Brindaranya Kalpa Drumadha Shimad Ratnagar Sinhasanasto Shimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prishtalibihi Sevyaman Smarami Swaha. Now Prayojana Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Bamshi Bata Tatastitaha Karshan Venu Swaner Gopir Gopinath Shyestunaha Swaha. Now Radharani Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Swaha. Panchatattva Mahamantra. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha. Now we'll do the Hare Krishna mantra 5 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. One more time for good luck. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Swaha. Okay, so now we have the big lamp that we're going to light.
Big lamp, big lamp.
Yeah, that's big lamp.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, oh, it's there. Okay, just one. Okay, so this is the lamp that we're going to use for the yagya. Om Kravyadam Agnim Preno Miduram Yamarajam Gachatu Ripravaha. I'm going to put the lamp near me so that I can mentally do what I have to do. And we're going to now do what is called the Nrsimha Homa. So for the Nrsimha Homa, we will be chanting Lord Nrsimhadev's mantra. It's called the Lord Nrsimhadev's Maha Mantra. The reason it's called Maha Mantra is that in the previous Manvantara, there are 14 Manvantaras in the day and night of Lord Brahma, 7 in the day and 7 in the night. His day is 8,640,000,000 years divided by 2, which is 4,320,000,000 years is his day, and 4,320,000,000 years is night. In the 4,320,000,000 years, there are 7 Manus. Each Manu, when they rule, is called a Manvantara. So we are now in a particular Manvantara. The Manvantara before this, the Maha Mantra was Lord Nrsimhadev's mantra. And the mantra was Om Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu. So it's the Maha Mantra of the previous Manvantara. Okay? So know that we're also chanting the Maha Mantra. And we'll do this 9 times. Okay, we'll chant this 9 times, say Swaha 9 times. And then what we'll do is that you can come and offer the flower petals. We'll take a turn, or start from one side, do it and go in a fashion like this so that everybody's not going at the same time. And that way also all of them get their flower petals. Okay, this way we make sure that everybody gets. When you offer flower petals like that, it is described that Krishna accepts your love with all of his heart and soul. When you're offering the flower petal, think to yourself that whatever you love, you want to give to Krishna. So if you love playing ping pong, then this is your time to think to yourself, hey, let's play ping pong, Krishna, and then offer it to Krishna. Like that. Why that happens is, that is pure love. That is not love based on dharma. Love based on dharma is not the highest love. The highest love is love that is based on prema. First comes Vedas, then higher than Vedas, dharma. Higher than dharma is prema. So we're coming from the highest level now. So I want you to, when you offer, whatever you love, offer your love to the Lord and say, I'm offer all of my love to you in the form of these flower petals. And that's what you're doing. So then you get a lot of benefit by doing that. Okay? So we'll get started now. Om Sri Nrsimha Homa Namaha Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. One more time. Om Grambiram Mahavishnam Jalatam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Namanyam Swaha. Iti Sri Nrsimha Homa Sampurnam Swaha. Now if all of us can go and form a line from that side, and then Madhu, you can start. Just come through. All of us go out to the other side, because they're going to come through, go out this way and move away. So everybody gets a chance to offer the flower petals. In the meantime, we'll start with Madhu, do we have bhoga offering that we're making to the Lord? So, we have 56 offerings. So some of the offerings can be here, and some of them you can offer there inside. And then you have an arti plate to do arti? Okay, so you can start that, and you can offer your flower petals and then do that. In the meantime, we'll start with doing kirtan, and we'll do kirtan all the way until all the offerings have been done and the arti is over, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Bhatagami, Nayana Bhatagami, Baba Sule.
Jagannath Swami, Nayana Bhatagami, Nayana Bhatagami, Baba Sule.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Bhatagami, Nayana Bhatagami, Baba Sule.
Jagannath Swami Nayana Bhatagami, Nayana Bhatagami,
Jagannath Swami Nayana Bhatagami, Nayana Bhatagami, Baba Sule. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gaurani Thai, Jaya Gaurani Thai, Jaya Gaurani Thai, Jaya Gaurani Thai, Jaya Gaurani Thai. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
You have had your knowledge and Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON founder Charity, UDT founder Charity, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON Guru Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri 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 Guru Parampara Ki Jai, Goswami Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Nam Charles Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prince Gaurdas, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radha Shivas Guru Shri Radha Krishna Loknath Shantam Radha Radhamani Shri Radha Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Nandi Dham Ki Jai, Purushottam Chetra, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Shri Gokul Puri Dham Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Shrimati Tulsi Devi Maharani Ki Jai, Shrimati Bhakti Devi Maharani Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai, Guru Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Sankirtan Mahajagi Ki Jai, Sudharma Hare Krishna Mahamani Ki Jai, ISKCON Texas Yatra Ki Jai, His Divine Grace with Prabhupada's transcendental books to Prasad distribution Ki Jai, Jai Guru Shri Shri Panchatattva Ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai, Shri Shri Jagannath, Baladeva, Subhadra Maharani Ki Jai, Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsimhadeva Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Govinda Ji Ki Jai, Chota Radha Kalachandi Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Kalachandi Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Kalachandi Dham, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Jai Gaur Pranam. All glories to the Son of glory. All glories to the Son of glory. All glories to the Son of glory. All glories, all glories. Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, glories to Shri Guru.
Yeah, bring this. Take it. Mommy, daddy, come on.
Too sad for kids.
It's worth to take uncomfortable.
Yeah, this time,
Shade, light off. हाँ इस तरह मुड़िए इस तरफ आइए हाँ
Radhika, Hare Krishna.
So we have to hold the entire table. We have to get destination time.
Maybe he left after he had
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Bye, Mother Nancy. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you.
Hey, I'm sorry. What's up?